Welcome to the bulletin. Now, social distancing has been thrown to the dogs as many eligible voters queue to write their names in the ongoing voter registration exercise nationwide. JoyNews' checks at some centers reveal the late start of the exercises created lots of anxiety among many waiting to register. As at 9:30 a.m., JoyNews' Maxwell Agbagba reported that registration had not started at SETH, causing many to flout the social distancing protocols.
Daniel, that is the case, and I have some persons I would want to speak to here about an issue that is emerging here. But let me take you to the gate so we can see what exactly is happening outside. As it stands right now, the registration has not started. The registration, which was supposed to start at 7 a.m., has not started, and that was because there were some disagreements over the registration places, for the places of the registration, and we had to take the commander of the ministry's police station and then some other security personnel to resolve the matter between the aggrieved, concerned youth of Jamestown. We'll be trying to get some bit of clarity on that shortly, but just to give you an idea of what is happening here. So this is outside the main precincts of the registration center. So you can see people lined up, here in close proximity at this place, and we are told that they'll be made to wash their hands before they get inside. But because the registration itself delayed, that setup has not been done yet, and as you can see, some of the persons who are standing very close to each other are not wearing masks here. There's a man with a megaphone screaming and asking these people who have come here to register to ensure social distancing. But it looks like social distance and they are here. Social distance. Yeah, so trying to advise those who have come here to register to ensure the social distancing, but that is not happening. Few of the people we've seen here are wearing masks. In fact, earlier there were many of them who were not wearing masks, but some security personnel were deployed here after the disagreements, and when they came, they told them that if they do not register, if they do not wear their mask, they are not going to allow them, to do the registration. So many of them had to go to their homes to get their mask and bring them before joining the queue. But for that, they wouldn't have been allowed, to join the queue. But I just want you to, the camera technician, to pan so we can see some health personnel who have arrived on the ground. Some of them are already seated, and I've been trying to interact with some of them. They tell me that they'll be taking the body temperature of the people who've come here, to register. Some of them are within the precincts of the registration center. Some of them are also now arriving. So let's take you inside. Let's go inside, back inside, and speak to some of the aggrieved parties here. But even as we walk, I want you to see what is happening here. The crowd of people who have gathered, here at this place, waiting to get registered. A lot of them have been waiting for hours. There's a woman here. There's a woman here who's been waiting since 7 a.m. Mommy, what's your name?
I'm Auntie Mavis.
Auntie Mavis, I know you're not feeling well. I mean, I can see your leg. Sorry, what happened to you?
I had an accident.
You had an accident?
Yeah.
Okay. And you came here to register?
Because I'm a Ghanaian, so I have to register.
So you've been waiting here for how many hours?
About 7 hours now. About 7 hours now.
That means what time did you come here?
Around 4 there.
Come again?
4 a.m. Around
4 a.m. Okay. I'm sure you are concerned. Some of your people, some of your friends are not wearing their mask.
They are doing what?
I'm sure some of your friends are not wearing their face mask. I'm sure you are concerned about this.
Oh, I'm concerned, but I'm not so much concerned because they know they have to wear it. And if they are not wearing it, I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Because everybody's life is in his own hands. So it's up to them.
It's up to them?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you coming to register with? Is it your Ghana card, your passport, or what exactly?
I have my passport and my Ghana card because I'm a Ghanaian.
Okay.
So I've got all of them. I've got the passport and my Ghana card.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So now let's go inside and then speak to the parliamentary candidate for the Progressive People's Party. He's going to explain to us what the issues really, are at this moment, the issues that halted the registration exercise here today. He will explain to us. Sir, you're welcome to JoyNews.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been in a meeting with the commander, the ministry's commander?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, what exactly did you discuss?
Okay, at the meeting?
Yeah.
Yesterday we had a meeting, APAC meeting with the Electoral Commission. And at the meeting, what happened was that there was a topic about this whole registration thing. And then it happened that there was a gazetted document which was published by the National EC. But at our meeting, we were also informed that there is a document which has been reviewed, and that document has not been gazetted. Therefore, our position at the meeting was that once it has not been gazetted, it is not law. And therefore, we wanted the one that has been gazetted to be used because that is law. The position wasn't really favorable at the meeting, but the EC took a decision that they want to go ahead with the review. We finished the meeting. But at the meeting, I realized that this thing was about to happen. What am I talking about? I realized that some members of the other political parties were not happy. So they don't even want to be recorded that they were part of the decision. We overheard in the evening that there is a petition that has been presented to the EC, and we were invited to come to meeting this morning. This morning I went around the constituent trying to see whether something is happening within the jurisdiction, but nothing of that sort. It means that I have to rush to the EC office to find out what is happening. I came here and then we were invited to the district police station to meet with the commander, which the regional commander also was involved at the meeting.
Now, Chief Superintendent Osei Bonsu at the Ministry's Police Command spoke to JoyNews on the matter.
Yes, the discussion had to do with some confusion that arose as a result of the review of the registration centers by the Electoral Commission. I think it was a bit different from what had been gazetted, and so it created a bit of confusion. But then after the meeting, it has been resolved. All the stakeholders have really understood what has happened, and they've all given the green light for the registration to start.
Okay, we've seen quite a number of your men, are here now. We know that the DOD is one of the hotspots. We want to find out what interventions have been put in place to make sure that the registration exercise happens in a serene environment.
We have had enough deployment of personnel here. As you can see, there are others that you can't see, and we hope that will be enough to contain any issue that may crop up. But we are hoping we have done a lot of education and sensitization, and we hope it will work. We are not expecting any trouble today, but if it does arise, we are ready to handle it.
Okay. Commander, your full name and then your designation.
My name is Chief Superintendent Osei Bonsu. I'm the Divisional Commander, Ministries.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Still live on JoyNews today. Now let's move to a Jiso in the Ashanti region and speak with Ohiming Teria as he interacts with Edward Jamefi, the municipal electoral officer.
The COVID protocols are being observed, and all the people that have met at the various centers wearing their face masks, being sanitized, they are washing their hands, and in fact, all the arrangement that we put in place from the centers that I've been to I've seen that everything is going on, and then people are also queuing to get their names into the voters' roll. So I think all these things have been put in place, and it's working very well for us.
I've been covering this exercise for quite some time. Previously, when the biometric machine was introduced, there was issues where people go to the centers and their fingerprints cannot be verified and all that. Have you encountered any of these challenges at any of the centers in your constituency?
Not yet. We've not encountered such. As you can see, these are new equipment and they work very fast. So for now, we've not encountered any such idea. But as I told you, I'm still monitoring. I'm moving from center to center to see how all the devices, the crew, and everybody is faring, so that at least we can make a very objective conclusion. But for now, we are still in progress. So
it's good to know that everything is working smoothly. What is the expectation? How many people are you expected to register for the first phase of this exercise in your constituency?
I will not be able to give you specific projections, but all that we are expecting is that every Ghanaian who is qualified by law should be able to register at the end of the exercise. Yes.
Let's now speak to Michael Bwedu, who is Director for Training at the Electoral Commission. Mr. Bwedu, thanks for joining us.
Please.
Right, Mr. Bwedu, thanks for joining us. Now, first of all, what's your general assessment of today's activities?
Right. Thank you very much. I think the takeoff has not been generally bad, notwithstanding some few challenges. Generally, I think it's been good, considering the fact that this is the first day, it's early days yet, but our equipment generally has, the equipment have performed creditably well. Our officials largely on top of the job. The only challenge probably could be the social distance thing, which we really have to look at it again.
How are you planning on addressing this? Because from our visits to the various constituencies, it's almost been thrown to the dogs, Mr. Bwedu.
Yeah. We have done our part by trying to demarcate areas for them to queue. But human nature, we expect them to also help. And so there was this footage, for instance, that you just put on air a while ago, when there is a guy with a megaphone asking the people to just ensure social distance. They wouldn't even mind. And the lady that you interviewed said, well, your life is in your own hands. We expected them to do better. Yeah, so we expect that when you come to the center and you're asked to space out, you should respect that. And so we will still continue to educate the public and appeal to them to support us realize this dream. We will create an environment for them to register conveniently, but they need to help us. But we will continue to educate them. It's early days yet, and I know over time they will get the understanding and they will also support us accordingly.
Mr. Bwedu, when the Electoral Commission boss, Jean Mensah, was addressing the public yesterday, she gave the impression that the security protocols have been put in place to ensure that everything moves smoothly. Are we saying the EC did not envision that people may flout the protocols and equip the EC official or the security officials to take action in that case?
Okay. This is largely the responsibility of the security, but they are helping us to do that.
Which you are coordinating? With the security officials, yes. Which you are coordinating?
Yes. Yeah, we are.
Yes.
We are. So we'll have to quickly go back to the drawing board and see how best we can address it. It's a human nature largely because, as I said, you have to force them. And this is what we don't really want to do. We are only appealing to the conscience of the people to just respect it. But as it turns out, I think the security will now have to force them to obey the law of social distance. So that is what we may have to do now.
Right. Beyond that, we saw that the equipment for some centers were hours late in some places. As of 9:30 a.m. and 10 a.m., the equipment had not arrived yet. What could have caused this? Right.
Okay. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But it's quite early. We could have done better in that respect. But it is, the good news is that it's not in all places. There's a few places that had those challenges. I mean, there were few logistics transportation challenges that some districts had, but this will never be repeated in the subsequent days.
Right, just give us a moment, Mr. Boydu. Thanks so much for your patience. We've been joined by Dr. Kwesi Amache Boateng. He is the political scientist with KNUST. Dr. Boateng, good afternoon. What's your assessment of what you've seen so far?
Good afternoon, and let me say good afternoon to your viewers. So far, I'd like to say that the EC has done its part quite well. It is the cooperation from society that is a challenge. Like the gentleman from the EC said, the issues involving the late start, in some of the areas, if you like, covers limited places. So maybe we wouldn't be in a position to use that generally to say that the whole exercise started late. In the absence of that, the major concern has been the need for people who go in to register to be disciplined and to observe the protocols put in place because of the COVID challenge. So here, I can understand the EC officers, and I think their reluctance to allow the security people to use force is good. I would not advise that they go ahead to, put pressure on people, but really to, engage them, to let them. I think a basic understanding that if you don't have the face mask on, that you cannot go beyond some areas. I think that one can be really implemented rigidly without necessarily, applying force, power, pressure, or anything. So in the absence of that, so far, we'll say that the exercise has taken off quite well. And we look forward to seeing improved situations. And I think Ghanaians, like that lady who was interviewed, put in, it's adults who go in there to participate in the registration, 18 years and above, and it's adults. And I think they should understand the fact that the COVID is real, and there's an added responsibility that we as citizens have had to take, up, and that is to observe those protocols. And I think we should do that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amache Boateng, for joining us this afternoon. Let me get a quick final word from Mr. Boydu. We got a question from a listener earlier today, Mr. Boydu, asking that for the COVID-19 positive patients who would like to register still, is there any arrangements for them, those who are in isolation and want to register? Is there any arrangements for them? Unfortunately, we seem to have lost Michael Boydu, who is Director of Training as the Electoral Commission. We'll get the answers to those questions very shortly. Now, in the Ketu South constituency, less than 10 out of the 254 polling centers or registration centers had their thermometer guns to check the temperature of persons waiting to register. Social distancing has also been a big challenge at the centers in Ketu South. Former Deputy Tourism Minister and NDC parliamentary candidate for the area, Chifa Gomashi, spoke to JoyNews.
That has occurred this morning, which is that some communities were expecting that it would go on there as well, but unfortunately it's not. So now that they know that it's going on here, those people are also coming here to come and queue, creating a bit of anxiety. Additionally, social distancing, as you can see behind me, is not being practiced. I haven't seen a thermometer gun around. I don't know if it's working. I don't know how many they have. And I'm hoping that because it's the first day, these things will be corrected as we go on.
Right, let's speak to Ivy SETORDJIE, who has been monitoring events at the Volta region. Ivy, give us an assessment of what you have seen.
Well, currently I'm in Ketu North municipality, but before then at Akusa Park in Ketu South municipality, a fight broke where people wanted to vote first, like they didn't know who was the first, second. So the officials, together with Jifagomashi, were trying to solve the issue. But even after that, they were still fighting as to who was going to register first. Now, the issue of social distancing is a big problem in the municipality. People are still not observing it. They are not using their nose mask, face mask, and they are not washing their hands. And also, the presence of military in the municipality is not felt. We have not seen any military personnel in the district or even police. So in the Ketu South municipality, that is what is happening. Currently, I am at Ketu North, where people are gathered. But for Ketu North, they are observing the social distancing.
Right, what are some of the protocols that they are observing in the polling centers, the registration centers?
Well, so some of the polling centers, they have reported you are supposed to wash your hands before your temperature is checked, and also use the hand sanitizer before and after you are done registering. So these are some of the protocols being observed.
Right, thank you very much, Ivy SETORDJIE. Now, Love FM's Nana Sentimenta also reports of long queues at some centers in Asawase and non-adherence to the social distancing protocol. Nana joins us live via Zoom with more. So apart from Asawase, Nana, I know you've been to other parts of the city.
Yes, Daniel, we've been monitoring the whole exercise, and then at 14 places. So we've been to Malaga Registration Center, we've been to the Malam Ladin 2 Registration Center. Over there, where we realized that almost all the registrants were strictly not adhering to the social distancing protocol, and they were also exposed to threats as their bench was just beside the road, and oncoming vehicles might veer and then run over them. So over there it was very dangerous. And at the same spot, that Malaga Registration Center 2, we also realized that their laptop that they were using to register was also developing faults, and then so it delayed the whole registration process to the extent that at the time we got there around 10:30 a.m., they had only been able to register only 20 applicants. So the applicants who were at that time queued were also frustrated, and then they were also not happy. But right here over there is the Malaga Registration Center, and then over here it is just opposite the Central Mosque here at Asawase. But we also realized that parents or some of the adults would always want their children to stand in the queue for them, and then they will go out and do their own thing, so that the children will be queuing and then without wearing any mask. So these are some of the infractions that we realized. But luckily for us, we have one of the metropolitan.
Nana, thank you very much for that report. Let's move to the Western region. Nathalia Kwanzaa reports some drivers are on a sit-down strike. She spoke to some of the commercial drivers there at Sekendi Takrade.
police for ba say one play nti ye adwuma na ye adwuma police officer part mu ka kire say ye nko ye adwuma ye na comedy o me say wa ma say police use the word na ma drivers say ye adwuma ye na comedy as police officer is okasa sa o kana asa me kire ye adwuma na say na do to say police for no say na wo so ma kasa nche ne in fact abatu bo on che bi abatu ba na kokomoti ba kasa so na do nchi ye kasa ye kanu that's why ya padi amaya kokomoti ba kasa dem metu aka no.
Since the pandemic, we are running out of we've got to conclusion that the government is not going to give the drivers. It's like he gives to you with left hand and take you with right hand, which is very unfair to the drivers. Now, look at the drivers, they are risking so much. More like the frontline health workers, they are risking so much. And what we want the government to do is that with the normal passenger, which is the passengers, we want to take the people, and then with the nose mask wearing as a must for everybody before they can enter into our vehicles, or else they should allow us to increase the fare so that we can mitigate, we can meet ourselves in halfway, because the fuel has been increased, the insurance and everything we are paying the same, car pass, everything we are paying the same thing. So we can't continue and then nothing comes. From when I go to Accra, from here to Accra in and out, I'm losing about 300 cedis. That's how much I lose per every trip. So imagine if I make 5 trips a week, how much am I losing? So it is having a big toll on us, the drivers. Since we also have the people that we also feel. So
thank you.
Since we started this COVID-19 pandemic, anytime the president comes to the radio or the television.
Let's go on the phone lines and speak to Natalia Kwanzaa, who was interacting with these drivers. Now, if I heard that driver correctly, he says that this policy that drivers should not travel with 4 cars is worrying them.
Hello, Daniel. Can you ask the question again?
I was asking that it seems the concern of these drivers is that they are reducing the number of passengers that they're traveling with.
Yes, so their concern has been that they've reduced the number of passengers for the past 3 months, but and fuel prices have gone high, spare parts prices have gone high. They continue to pay the same tax they've been paying them. So they don't see the need why they cannot increase their fare prices. I mean, they are charging the same thing, even though they've reduced the number of passengers in their cars.
Right. We understand you've also been engaging some people on the ongoing exercise,
Yes, Daniel. So the major issue has been that the protocol of social distancing has not been observed in most of the places I have visited. That's why we have 13 registration centers, and all these centers, most of them, when you go, there are issues with social distancing. This has been a concern for some residents, while others see nothing wrong with it.
Right. Thank you very much, Natalia Kwanzaa, for joining us with these details from Second Itaka, the capital of the Western region.